And joining us now with more on the recent earthquakes from the campaign trail, Director of English Operations for the Yamina Party, Jeremy Saltan. Jeremy, thanks for being with us again. Now, starting with your Yamina Party, according to the polls coming out on Channel 12 last night, it seems like you're stuck more or less in the same spot, and that Naftali Bennett, your chairman, is still far from the dream of prime minister. Do you think that's going to change?
Well, what we see in the polls right now is that we're in third place, and we see that Gideon Sa'ar is losing steam, and he's dropping to second place in a place which is really within the margin of error of where we are at the moment. And we see this a lot when it comes to new parties, where they start very high, and then as time goes on and people get to know the players and the positions of the party, things tend to go down a little bit. So I think this is still a wide open race. Right now, yes, it's a three-man race for prime minister. It does not seem like anyone in the center left is going to get their act together and unite, and they remain below the three parties running to their right. And I expect that we will be able to pick up once we get to the submission of the party lists and we go ahead and we explain what slate we're running for this election.
Well, in addition to the polls I just mentioned, Channel 12 was also optioning what would happen if Gideon Sa'ar's New Hope Party and Bennett's Yamina Party, your Yamina Party, actually joined together. Do you see this as a possible scenario?
Look, that's what they love doing right now. All of the TV stations are running scenario polling in which they say, well, what happens if X goes with Y or if A goes with B? We're dealing with reality, and the reality is that we have separate parties across the political spectrum. If before the last election we saw a situation of parties getting together and merging ahead of the election, and of course the historic time where only 8 lists entered the current Knesset. So now we have a situation where we're probably going to go in the other direction in terms of historic proportions, where we just have practically at this point 24 different parties running for Knesset, which are considered to be within about 1% of polling, which is something that we've never been in before. So I don't think we're going to see really any more mergers, at least not throughout January. The submission of the list deadline is February 4th. It's possible we'll see a few of those things happening in the last days, but more likely we might see even more splits before we even see any mergers.
All right. Well, Jeremy, thank you so much for your insights. And everybody watching at home, for more, please make sure to visit our new and improved website at ILTV.tv. Make sure to subscribe to our newsletter for daily updates while you're there.